Alright, this isn't as indicative as it should be of some of the cells we got going over today. And good morning, folks. It's 5:30 a.m. And yeah, I wasn't planning on going live so early, but Kyogo, get ready. If you're in Kyogo, you're in like on the low-lying areas down there in the bottoms and stuff. Pick your stock up. The hills are about to run your way. They are. You're going to have a big, dangerous patch. An hour of the rains in the center of this cell are over 400 mils to 350 mils is easy to expect if it stayed there an hour. So it's going to take about 8 to 10 minutes for this storm to pass, maybe 12. It's right in that range. Yeah, I'm looking at my microphone binds. Yeah, that'll end up being the thing. So I want to show these now. Alright, these are very dangerous cells. It may not look like there's much over Kyogo there, but it's going to hit. And there's a lot of other towns in danger, so I decided to go live sooner than I was. The path to the storms is pretty much spelled out. And I did a post a little while ago to what's happening over here is pretty indicative to what's going to happen to you. And this is not the cell that's going to affect you. The one that's going to affect Kyogos is down this way right now, just to the west of the old casino. They're gambling with all our lives with this geoengineer, and I got to say that. Mulling the old gums. You're mulling over things. They're going a lot there. I'll let they go a lot. Okay, so let's show you what today's got in store. There are a lot of chemicals that were deployed today over Australia. And in the area where the rains in the terribly volatile area is expected to be. This brings a lot of electricity in. This is like a big wire because it has metals in it and stuff. So everything from here, electrics wise, can be drawn through this massive cloud. Like, look at all this chem with its shadows here. And this is obviously over the top of that massachem because you can see the shadow. So that's pretty low level, that other stuff. We do basic determining, getting Hode and Ivanhoe and this and that. And so I've been just following this line of chem along. And then you get over to where the action's about to happen, right? That Lismore is over here where the cursor is cursing away. Nice slow down. Yeah, look at all the chem over here. It went like this big one over Tenterfield. You know, when every flight in the world decided to take a turn and come look at your forests until the forests were covered in crap. Wilson's downfall. Mankind's downfall. Now Mother Earth's downfall. She'll always recover from whatever other things do here. But the things that do them, well, they found out. Well, we found them as fossils, right? Fuck around, fossil out. Isn't that like rays pointing at something there in it? Like a fan. A big butterfly wing is having a great effect on their weather, great effect on the weather. Look at this crap here. Like, and no, contrails don't go that wide. And plane wings ain't that wide with engines on them. Okay, so something else has occurred here. Somebody burning or some fuels or some kind of crash landing going to have to happen here, or is there a big like a tire fire out at sea, or is something being sprayed that's making ice crystals that absorb certain wavelengths and allow the green one out? That's the most likely scenario. Was that tiki face guy? Ooh, it's the ancestor showing up. He's got his stick in his head. He's looking at you and he's shaking his head. Going, what the fuck are you doing to the land? You were the guardians of the land. The way we treated the land, we shouldn't be allowed to be buried in it. Look at the perfect triangular formation here off the coast of Kings Cliffs and Ungangar. Get a gaga guy. Yep, Kings Cliff. How you doing, Haley? Everything okay down there? You and Mama are doing okay, I hope. Basket Swamp National Park over here. There's a chemtrail over the top of it. It looks like that creeper there is going underneath that one. It's important. That's a shadow of that. Or a riverbed. We got here. There's a shadow seems to be in its side. Boy, does it shade a lot of trees getting their photosynthesis done. So let's roll through some of what you've done as long as to be expected. This is fair accurate. I did look at the moving imagery, which I have here if you want to see it. This will move. Dun, 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 dun. Sky Battle moves. Dun, 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 dun. It looks like that sickness mix is going right over Queensland proper. Right over Queensland. All cattle country and all that. That was sickness mix going up the top. You leave a chemical trail, a cloud of chemicals being condensated into water droplets that refract light and can make clouds. And, well, man makes lies about them, but you see these squares here. Geoengineering. This is very dangerous. This area here, actually, very. When this moves north through this nice clears, there's going to be different kind of updrafts. A little bit. When you feel a cool start creeping along the ground, you know you're ready to get it. I'm very concerned for this area. So if you're at that Liz Moore show today, be very careful down in the bottom lane down there. You might want to have some wellies on. Maybe work around a lightning rod or something. Hey, Nimbin. Boy, did everybody toke it once? Look at the colors of those clouds. Look at the light refraction of those ice crystals. It's different from most. They can bomb the hippies, man. That's not fucking cool. Not cool at all. The people that were hippies that are in control now, I think they're trying to kill us. I think they've gone yuppie greedy. They forgot themselves. There's like a big middle finger sticking out. Hey, fuck you. Look at this bzzz, getting fried, Newer Order style, right off the coast of Ballina over here. This was, about 20 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago. The latest image that I have. It went fast. Stop. They need to stop. It doesn't look like someone's giving a gig. Yeah, well, so be careful out there at that show and enjoy yourselves. Okay? I wouldn't want to have, like, if you're in Cuyahoga right now, you got time to pick your stock up down there on the main street because the water's going to run. At Byron Bay itself, I had a question. I'm happy to answer you, Rebecca. I just happened to see it. Is here. You're getting the middle finger, man. You're getting a big gig in the sky, so to speak. If Pink Floyd, not nice kind of way. That's one. Yeah, the big gig in the sky. Oh God, no. I'm gonna keep that one. I'll put that as part of my collection. You imagine the chemtrail collection I've got? We all got it. It's in our bones. It's in our bloods. It's in our tissues. It's in our food. It's in our water. It's in the room with you right now. Yes, whoever asked that silly question, yeah, I'm happy to answer you. They're nanoparticles. It's very hard to keep them from creeping onto the door. Right? This ain't like radiation, or is it? Well, the radiation, if it came out of dust particles, you'd be taping up your doors. This stuff's smaller than some of those dust particles. It will go through your skin. There's very, very many sicknesses. We used to call it chemtrail flu for years. Look at that big scalar square right here. It's that radar signature. Grafton's been busy. Look, you just about pick up that clover look in the shadows here. So something's actually emitting from right there in the high atmosphere. So it's very possible that Grafton did not do that, and that there's a device up here that can plume and perturb the atmosphere. Because Project Loon, when they tested out the internet across the world from balloons, it definitely was a perturbation experiment as well, using microwaves to perturb the molecules of stuff they was using to track the signal. Yeah, smart test. Ooh, we'll get into smart test later. And that's not a conspiracy. Just look it up. There's lots of patents out there about that. And I think it suggests you find things yourself if you don't believe anybody. I see a microwave signature in the corridor here and here. You definitely left the flow open to get the storms to be dying out along this line here. Lismo, you're right on the edge. And it's coming up this way, but the heaviest cells are coming through the center of this scalar square where this gap is, right here. See the steering line? Right here, the curve? Right, so you ain't out of the woods at all. People that are in the woods are actually not out of the woods yet. So here's the area of volatility. It's matching up with what I'm seeing that the geoengineers did with the microwaves and the flow boundaries. Just different colored ices are different colored because they're different chemicals in the ice crystals. When they tell you that's just ice crystals, they're 100% correct. Would you want to drink a cup of that ice? I'm fiddling about with something. No, you would not want to drink a cup of that. That's not a nice, clean ice cube. Let me double check that my video is actually running again. I've been really messing on the signal heart. And if you hear a dog barking in the background, well, it's not mine. I would trade mine better. It'll be up here with me, with love. Right. I guess it's running. I heard volume. So if I'm going to let this run for a day or so, and then I'm going to have to zip over towards the New Zealand and Tassie and such and show you what's coming for you as the next batch works its way across the bite to mix with those tongues of moist tropical air. They put in the chemicals and fry 'em up. Shocking. Blast you with mammy weather. They here they have no more power. We need same. I'm zipping over now because this is your turn, Addie. Addie, you're okay. Y'all are okay. She came in from the west with this batch here. I have to get Perth in. Actually, I'm going to do this in two batches. It's WA needs to see this because this is going to be a very electrical day coming up. I think it was starting late Sunday afternoon, if I'm correct. I don't have the pressures and the winds running. Really cloudy up there. See the flow boundary split here coming down? So when everything hits the winds coming that direction, the wind themselves, of course, is a path to resistance. I haven't loaded Mimic yet this morning, so we'll have a live look at that in a little bit. I'm one of those people in the path to those storms that I showed straight up. In case you just tuned in, yeah, we'll pause per minute. I have some very, very dangerous salts out here rolling about. Kyogo is in the path. Wade Ville's in the path. Bill and Cliffs is in the path. So be careful. These are very dangerous salts. Look at how much water this one's packing. I was picking up parts of this cell yet. If it stayed over the top of you for an hour, you're getting a half a meter of water. Well, these cells, when they're passing, are taking about 10 minutes, 8 minutes. So I calculated that this particular salt, as it comes over, is going to drop between 32 millimeters of water. So that's like getting a whole day's downpours in one brief batch. The lightning is going to be very dramatic. I have it turned off because it was so much I could not see the screen. But yeah, said our town names were very important. So this is in about 20 minutes. So if you're in some of these places, you got time to pick your tent up, but you probably already just had something. But that something ain't nothing like what's common. That's a very dangerous cell. Very dangerous cell and has to track. There's another dangerous cell north of you. I'm over on this side here. It's just south of Rathbone and all that. And you got to know about this one too. And this is carried about the same amount of water. It's an absolute half-meter belter, this one. When you see thicknesses of clouds like that, and those look like this on Worldview earlier today. Let's see if we can find it. You're down here. This was all in the smash zone. They started with this. Storm seasonings, so to speak. And you can see the convections like over Sundown Park over here by these curves, all centered around this one thing here. So they figured out what catalysts were needed. And the dynamics of the cold air coming from the bite, tropical air, desert air mixing in all around this area has all been done with microwaves over the past few days to direct this volatility over you. If it wasn't for this big thick mass of microwaves over the top of you, this storm would have gone straight over Brisbane. But because it's been directed, see these gaps? Those are flow boundaries. And pushed out with a microwave, and it just pushed right over into this mess of stuff. And once it's caught in here, and this is the actual, as of, this was very early today, before the storms even blew up. See the chemical catalysts that were deployed right from that spot, they're all pointing at, or those big spiders that are invisible to the naked mind, unseen, the naked mind. Bzzzt, boom, boom, boom went the plumes, and well, This is a bad one. What is somebody hitting a golf ball for? Or is that a slingshot? I don't know. I know we're up against a Goliath. I'm slinging it as fast as I can. You look like they're giving a middle finger right there. Somebody having fun with the military flying around the chem bombs out here. Yeah, they're breathing it too. I feel bad for them lads. Deploy some flares and oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing something here. I don't like it. Why is this area so volatile? You can see it right here. Let me get squigs out. There's squiggles. Yeah, this is why. You see this square here? This. That's an energized area. Just when it cools down, look, this just goes straight in here. Look how clear they left it. They left a corridor that's perfect over the Tapia. Absolutely perfect. And this is where a lot of this blowed up today, is right through here. Right through there. Right through here. Very concerned after this, actually. Yeah, knowing that there was a show today was great news because there's a lot of safety out there. So you gotta be careful. Keep your eyes on the sky. Keep your ears open. And well, enjoy fun. I don't know about you, but I love watching a big storm, but I don't love watching it from this angle, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so let's continue on with that. I just wanted to see some of the chemicals that we're doing there. Okay, Perth. Big smackaroo coming. I want to come down a little like that. Hey, Mike. And you can watch things come across the bite. The storm is firmly in the hands of the experts' radar. Swirly girl spins her across. It's an old move. If you know, you know. So it is pushing against the storm to the east of it. Caused a big batch of lightning. Does its chemicals look different out here? I'm curious. What kind of coverage did they get to do this? Is that? Well, there's their corridor, right? Let's have a look at their flow. Oh yeah, you can. But no, it's two separate deployments. That's interesting. I have to know. I like to see how they do things. Right. Pinch point here. Right, we had pulse waves come from this side here, pushing that direction. Microwave line hemmed it up. So it's like you had tide coming in the SAR, then you put wall up. So it made that line there. That's shut. Yeah, it's shut. Now we have to look. If there was one that went across like this the other day, right? So things entering here have a tendency to go down. Now as I look here, see this here? It's actually emanating from right down here. See this ship? There's a ship here. Right there. He's made a corridor or flow here. Just pick up his tickle going up there. Look at this blast here. See the lanes? Triangulating it. You got a ship there. And it's actively geoengineering. Here. See this pulse here? You can just pick it up. I'm going to do a second squigs, secondary squiggles. This is how I sometimes get that super zoom going on. And I go in here and I see it. You got one here. Made scalar square. Say bomb lot. Predictable firecracker. I'm assuming they're using drones now because of the adverts I see. See the lanes. Well, you're doing they're having some war games out here, and their radars are affecting the weather. Put up stuff as smoke screens to fool the other radars so they don't see the ships. You know, there's a lot of tech out there that's used in a non-nefarious ways that has very nefarious effects that are very well planned by supercomputers. It's the only thing that control it. And then they just swoop all that energy in. So you got electrics they can bring in. Electrical potential from all the way out here. Thousands and thousands of miles can all be drawn down into one single lightning bolt over this area right now. You guys have a big problem. That's pin the flow there, right, to make sure this stayed on the coast. Because, well, you got a lot of chem out here over the my beautiful, beautiful water animals. Like a big green fart cloud out there. I always imagine farts would have green color to them. The sharks would have brown. Just obviously. I know, no problem. There's not even an airport over here. The shits and stripes forever. Fuck that shit. These are chemtrails right over the ocean. You tell me they need to cure a drought out there or something, you know. Or there's a wildfire in the world that could probably use the rain more than at least maybe 5 minutes of that bucket of rain you're going to get today. This is New Zealand, and they're absolutely smashed. Though you had some snows and stuff here that will cause this kind of haze as it evaporates, so I can't say that that's a toxic plume. Somebody asked me, I said, that I can't determine it. There's a lot of natural things that can occur today. When I look at that when I go, where is everybody lighting a campfire at once? I thought it wasn't winter yet. And I zoom in and I see the spokes of the wheel. And I can say, yeah, that's a chem. Just answering somebody's question. Bzz, getting fried, Zealand style. Squares. People don't notice this ain't natural because they were never taught what natural weather was. And to lie about it, they add names and new clouds to the world. Yeah, it's what a shame. So and they result in terrible weather. That's almost like the division ball looking caricature that we saw it geosculpt in our clouds over here. Yeah, just things that look like stuff. And is the chemtrail in the room with you over here right now? I'd say yes. The fallout of this is definitely sneezable. Straight lines, absolute squares. Not that one, but this line. And microwaves do that. Scalar square. And then chemtrails. Yeah, making it look a little more square because they intersected the line. Yeah, what a shame. So let's have another look at this going across. And this is afternoon hours on Tuesday the 21st. Smashed, Adelaide, smashed. Now you get a big lightning show that day, so. Oh, we had to move back. Yeah, see how big bets come through Perth. It led to some decent totals. You need it. You need it, man. Trees gotta have a drink too, you know. You all with your cloud bust always try to always aim it and destroy every cloud so we never get a raindrop at all. Why don't you move to Iraq? There's plenty of places on the planet that are sunny a lot. Sadly, it isn't the Sahara Desert anymore because it's well sprayed. Yeah, the geoengineering by the House of Saud is well documented. Look into it if you don't believe in geoengineering. You know? If the doctors that sell you the harm sell you the cure, I think you dang. Yeah, system's got to end. And they say that the world's all warming up, gonna burn up. Well, Greta, we ain't all dead. From all those years ago, you wound up everybody's kids till some of them had panic attacks, some of them suicided over your words. Well, no, it's not going to like that. I think our stats are lied about sometimes with the colors on the graph. You know, when a 20-degree day is shown as super red hot, these are your totals coming. For the coming until the end of the month. But as you can see, a lot's coming in the second batch. My concern is today, and the totals are showing you here, better be at least 3 centimeters, and it's not. So again, I have to say, how can't they calculate the center of their cloud masses to see how much rain it is and how long it takes to go over a town? I mean, it doesn't take that long for me to do that. But you know, you can't buy intelligence, but you can buy statistics. You bend down the hatches, you guys are in for one. Absolutely in for one. It's like you ain't got another cloud in the sky. You see the rotation in there? See how she's stretched out? You're going to have to watch your own map in your own area and listen, look, and stay safe. So okay, go batten down your hatches. You got this big cell coming. All right. Oh, what a shame! What a shame. Yep. And yeah, if you're out at that Lismore show today, if it was me, I wouldn't be going personally. No, things get too volatile. The oscillation and the beat of this storm seems to be like boom, 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 boom. Watch. Boom, 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 boom. They do have a rhythm to them, the EMF. Infrasonic undulation. The thing that's here there could be vibrated over to that side very fast, and this one's due to have a second loop over. Because here it goes to there, and then it mixes, that comes down. Boy, are you in a volatile zone right now. That's a spinner, actually, this one. Any of that storm spins into this one here, you will see a tornado today. If it doesn't, you won't. All the conditions are perfect for an actual funnel cloud today. Right? You're not the only area of concern. Okay, so let's go show here what Guilty Grafton is pushing towards the coast here. In Yamba, you're in the path of this. And you're going to see a very heavy rumbles. It should pass within 8 to 10 minutes. It's about how long these are taking to get over a town. Unless the wind speed picks up. And you got about an hour to get your laundry in. Yeah, yeah. I know somebody's miles listening. Oh, no chips for Dorigo today. It'll be a bit soggy. Our waterfalls will be quite a sight. It looks like those showers and stuff will be dying down over here. So why don't you get out there and enjoy the rest of the day south of that line. You should be all right down here, West Roxanne, to go enjoy yourselves. They used to sell suntan lotion. Do they have like a EMF fryer lotion? Yeah, can I have Nexrad strength, please? Nexrad, you a full aluminum suit walking around. And tinfoil isn't made out of tin anymore, by the way. Yeah, you can't use it in a hat. Make an echo chamber actually on your head. You could do something like that. Right, we got a few stragglers now going across near Cecil Plains and this out here too, but to be affected in a few places. You won't be watching out like that. It should slide north of this town here, and really just skate across these railroad tracks, doing a bucket. But when it gets into open places like this, and I see a land grabbable kind of place like this, I go, I won't be a big concerned over there. I bet that's a pretty mountain to look at. Isn't that beautiful? Like this neighbor, this here. If I was over here, I'd be a bit worried right now. I would be very concerned if you live near Ackland Muldoon Road. Mildew Road, yeah, the Mildew Road. Oh, because there's a highway here, of course, an interchange. Yeah, it's always wanted to be. You have to have a moto over there to charge all these electric cars. We eat some hot dogs on a stick, and when they get too high, we can cook out on it. But when you're trying to get lithium in the atmosphere, a car burning up is a great way to do that. Yeah, it went just south of you, but it's going to be, there'll be some heat coming up, drafts and stuff off of this road. So it could fuel some action very suddenly over the top of you, like in Dolby over here. I bet you, if you're over there, give me some pictures of these cells from the ground. They're going to be quite dramatic. Yeah, those are big ones. So let's have a quick peek. Over your area is the sky itself is actually giving us a big gig off of Byron Bay. Yeah, let's have a little peek out here. Malden. I have to look here just to see exactly where I am. Chinchilla. Okay, so do a line to the west of Clown Town. Yeah, Clown Town's easy to find. Let's look for the clouds. So that's over here. Look for the clowns. They're the ones with a mask out of the car by themselves. Why did you have a lot of cam streamers go over the top of you over here? And then suddenly these storms is following it. Well, that's no surprise. This is what it looks like now. This was about, not enough minutes ago. We get a refresher on that. See if we can get any more data. Yeah, we can, actually. It's from, that's the latest image from 20 minutes ago. The middle figure here is still there. Lots of streamers of crap. Right, as we keep, something's been deployed here. Let's see, it's spoken. He's making spokes. So boom, boom, something's moving along and dripping catalyst. the resulting cloud condensates. So let's go look over here back towards Cambria, Oakley and Dalby and see where. Oh yeah, that stone's very square in the edge. See, it was octagonal. This wood here look like a scab. Square. See, arm Pittsworth over there in the sky over Pittsworth. Oh, the spokes cover for one spot. Nothing to see here, folks. It ain't like there's an energy line. And they can have small microwave emitters that high altitude balloons that do this. They can put a 5G transmitter up in the sky, and if you focus it just right and keep hitting spots on maybe 100 transmitters, yeah, you can make a beam with them. You absolutely can, but it would take quite a bit of them because the waveform is a millimeter. Uh, how about we do a picometer? What's that? I don't know. It's not quite a gisimeter. Wasn't that the word of the day one day? Yeah, 1.78 miles is a gisimeter. Somebody counted alone an average end to end what a spunk would do, a little spunky. That's what it came to. Pardon the pun. But I'll bump. Yeah, a lot of square form geoengineered clouds leading to your imminent your spell of rain. Yeah, so watch yourselves. But the worst of it is it hits that EMF line that it butts up against you. It slows it down. Is going to make this a terribly volatile day. Tornadic activity to be expected, which is damaging winds, very fierce storms, hail, and tornadoes themselves. I don't like to use the word to be expected. But tornadic activity doesn't guarantee seeing a tornado. Right? So it's very volatile. So consider this your warning for the day as I look at the big cold auroral over there of Tammy. Tammy's auroral is showing. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, and the Kembom auroral is just absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So let me zoom in on this full skylash over here outside of Colbar. And let us realize we've got a big task. And the sky is giving you the gig. And then it turns into some kind of looking creature with double horns. It does. Then I have a feeling maybe dark magic and sacrifice is going on. Because I've seen when our oppressors disgustingly show, even in movies, when their eyes are wide shut, their legs are definitely wide open and their flies are open. And as I zoom in on this very cunty looking cloud here, I gotta say, be vigilant, my friends. You got a lot of stuff to contend with going on. I'm over you guys today. I haven't really looked at New Zealand too much yet this morning. And even you guys, well, I might even have an actual image now. No, it's not letting me put it up. I was hoping 6 o'clock's image would be in. And that's the last I have from you guys. You got cammed out too. You gotta breathe this stuff too. So I guess I better roll yours through, just for shits and giggles, because you are facing an event. And so what the totals that I have are through Tuesday. This will be into Wednesday morning. Are very, very heavy. Okay, so I'll go through you now. You're going to go from the nothings to the somethings really fast, and it's a very dangerous week. There's a lot of heavy rain coming, and it's going to lead to what are known as the terrible totals. And it's terrible. When you know it's man-made, it's just really grinds my gears. So I'm going to zoom back a bit, make sure Tazzie's on the screen. And I want to give you pressure more than the particle animation. And turn it off. And let you guys see what you got planned for you. Yep. This is the weather plan, right? Because they can't give no forecast. When was the last time the Met Service was accurate? Why do you even fund your Met Service with your tax dollars if they won't give you a decent radar image? USA gives great radar images. We all grow up watching them. It's one of the reasons, I guess, naturally I can read radar images, because we watch them. You go to a bar, there's always a television on the radar. You could tell if you needed to pick your beer up outside. Yeah, and come inside within the minutes. Anybody who's ever traveled with me finds it uncanny how we arrive at our cars about 2 minutes before it rains with all our stuff. Because I'll say, yeah, it's time to go. If it just did, we got 11 minutes. I don't usually say 10 minutes if it's 11 minutes. Right, the wind should be picking up. New Zealand coming in and the overnight hours Monday for the South Island. Mm-hmm. Bringing that crisp, wintry air. Yeah, to shrivel the grump nuts. Yeah, the airy horrors will be flashing. So we'll be watching for the radar beams that's pinning this south. That takes a mimic beam to do. That float there takes mimic. There's no way they ain't hit a big beam. I'm gonna have to look at mimic. When I say a mimic beam, it takes. I have to go over here and look at the sudden nucleation of condensates. And I think I want global. Yeah, this is where. Yeah. Yes. I'm looking for one that's going across. We good? See this line here coming from Birding's Flat? That painted energy line like sticking your hand in a stream diverts water. And it slowed that mesh down, pin it right over the top of you. It's got a beam going up as well. There's a radar over here, right here, pointing and going like that. And a big scalar square, keeping natural flow through Cook Strait under control. And that's why this is going to pin to the south. That's the only reason it'll do that. Yeah, I need mimics sometimes, so cool. I know why that's going to happen. Let's continue. I'm going to agree with this now. If I didn't see any move by radar, I'll disagree with this forecast. Let's say, no, that's impossible. You guys heard me do it many times. Remember when Gabriel did that fucking S-curve that I called 8 days in advance? I did that via looking at stuff like that and those clouds and drawing maps. That's how I did it. Yeah, because I don't do things conventionally. I do things how I understand them. And accept that. You got people out there who are going to get the job done. They're going to do it their way. And they might be found a way that's very efficient. And well, if they ain't going to give me data, I'm going to scoop my own. There's buoys out at sea that tell me what temperature and barometric pressure are. Here we go. That's the day. Overnight hours at Monday through Tuesday, 21st. You guys are getting clobbered. So be prepared for that. Right? So do your trips not early on. You go today, tomorrow. And you should be able to get across Cooks and all that fine. And when it hits North Island, it'll pretty much drift its electric load already, right, on the south. And so you'll be all right. But as you're going through the week this week, I must say I'm very concerned about this storm. If they don't let this pass through Cook Strait, you're going to get a clobbered on North Island with a full tendril coming from ice. And so don't etch that in stone yet until I see the move. Long-term wise, if I only look at the pressures, you're still locked in the exact same. The only change I've seen at all is that the storms are going lower to Antarctica, which is going to pull this high pressure a little more across here in the center of ice, which is going to continue the volatility over New South Wales, Queensland, and parts of Vic in South Australia through the next month. System's the same. That's at least 2 weeks worth of weather going all the way back to about here. It's saying it's very windy. There's some very low pressure storms impacting the dome. Come on, if it was impacting the dome, that thing would skate actually up in the air and over the top of it. It is a scenario because of momentum would demand that. Yeah, until they combined and made a big red spot type storm and a geoengineered cloud full of bullshit. Like if I zoom out here, you see the whole planet. Welcome to Vomitaria. I mean, really, it's just like a vomitarium. Yeah, let's go to Club Med. Let's go to the Mediterranean Sea. Oh, yeah, sure. Can you see the sea from above? Hardly. Bombed all to hell. And boy, they get ready to cop it. Let's get ready to smack these fuckers here. Pardon my Toretti old self. This is yesterday. when the rains in spades are caused mainly by the plagues, it is not a cool thing to see. And from out here, in one spot, who's there? There's no. How the hell does that happen? Unless an aircraft carrier's out here. Now, really? Something big is out there, actually. The EMF lines are telling me there's something big out there. And damn sure they put a lot of microwaves out the naval vessels of the world for to keep an eye on the skies for defense reasons of their own vessel. And then those things geoengineer whether the people using them are intending to or not. Mm-hmm. Or having a drill right over an area where they need a storm or something. This is why you got them rains. This is why. That's why the climate is changing because of that. Not because of cow farting. And there's no pasture out here. There's chemical catalyst being passed as gas in the sky. Oh man, my Mother Earth is being treated so disrespectfully. And that's not a natural circulation, but they'll paint it to look like that on a CGI graph. Is it the center of circulation here? Or is it a circle circulation? Only you can decide. Not happy seeing this. I'm just doing a quick blast across the world. And just because they say that geoengineering is banned from operating at any Florida airport, don't mean that their skies are getting fried chemical style. Look at this. That's geoengineering over Florida. And if they spray something out like that, it may not have operated from one of their airports, but that's chem bombs over Florida. Beep, 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 investigate, investigate. Trust the plan, trust the plan. Stick your finger in the bottom of the system and smell it when you vote. Everybody's finger smells the same. Yeah, this is Florida. Getting chem bombed. Over the top of the land itself, not even international waters. As we head across the Gulf of Water of America. Heck, do I care what name you call it? The rose is not smelling so sweet right here, I'll tell you that. Let's go to Viva la Mexico. Oh, let's go to beautiful Mexico. No, not so beautiful out here at sea. Acapulco's not in the view today. How about Oaxaca? San Salvador. There's a big EMF line over here. That's going to trigger some quakes on this beautiful area. Look at the scalar square right here. It's not a paradise when you look in that. They're rolling the dice. And Mother Earth's the board. And we better be careful if Mother Earth gets bored and wants to deal with us. Yeah, it's not a paradise to see, not at all. You go all the way across the ocean. What's the other famous paradise would be like? Hawaiian rainbows. It's out here somewhere in the middle of nowhere. See if we can find you. Let's see, a flight from Jersey. It's about up here. All I know is I wouldn't want to be in that crap. We're about to experience some medium chop. Yeah, of course some chop. We're going a bumpy ride. Coming from Los Angeles, I can calculate the turbulence. I really can. I mean, I must not have borders put on. See, I usually can pick these up. Oh, I get great data on Hawaii. You see the radar data I get on them. Fried right, why you usually let. Is the volcano having its fun? Oh, look at the chem over the top of them. Boy, I bet that breathing ain't so good. Look at the chem bombs, Hawaii. Oh. Fried, fried, fried chem in skies. Fried chem sky. Look at the figure of death. That was that a big ballin'. It's a Halloweeny coming to see you. I don't know. I'm just doing a quick world tour because I want to look at that radar one more time. One more night. Chem bomb you one more night. That's Leilani. That's where the fires were over here. Controlling the flow of the wind was what fueled those fires. And this chem bomb streamer here is going actually up and over this island. Yeah. It's time you call Kauai 5-0. And what a shame, what a shame. And Honolulu, Waikiki, Kemkiki, Kemkiki. Yeah. You got the same kind of name like it's like fucking asshole, fuck a time. No, it's not a WH. The WHO is the foo. Foo, foo. We gotta fight the Foo Fighters one more time. One last time. We're gonna win this time. Oh my god, look at this false skylash here. It's like somebody shot it, you put your piece down, it's just blessed. There's Biden changing our Trump into the dumb. That's right, 'cause we can't make fun of Biden anymore. He's not the president. We have to switch target. Yeah, whoever's the president gets it, because that's an American thing to do. It's not a derangement syndrome to point out that somebody that funded a war and then negotiates the peace doesn't deserve a prize. If anything, how do we figure out, did you do anything legally? What's this here? They got some oil, the eagle getting ready to lay it. Look at the shape of that flag there. Who knows? We're over in Vanuatu. There's a tropical paradise you always want to go to. Chem bombed all the hell. Look like a big, it deforms. Oh, there's a sperm going up underneath this cloud. Oh, it must be making a star. Yeah, it was a mountain that, I don't know. This is just so terrible to see in the tropics. Really a swastika going on out here. Geoengineering these clouds. That's not a smiley face to me. Happy Bill poisoning you all. You get to pay the bill when Bill suggests something that makes him money. That ain't right. Big straight line, hazy clouds. You know you got microwaves going on out here, right? You know there's a vessel at sea that made that straight line over here and over here and the square here. It's all pointing right to here in the middle of the ocean. You have a vessel. And whether it's doing a big HAARP blaster net or a super darn blaster, I can't determine with this particular image. And here's a big one of those small, nitrified looking things again, like was in the edge of that other cloud off the coast of Oz. And it'll have the same spinning effect where there's things on this side like a basic pump. Water can get stuck here, and as it rotates, get slung out there, or you can scoop stuff here as it slings out here, and it looks like this is the sling zone. This side's been left open. So whatever dynamics are out here, as this cloud rotates, it's going to just scoop them in. Just basic conveyance. That's mechanics. And that's yesterday's crops. And today, you got this. Yeah. Where'd that moisture come from? Is that big scoop out at sea? Where's this cold blast suddenly that I've heard talked about to creep along the ground? It's probably the catalyst of this sinking toward the ground. And then it'll cause more thermals. Okay, so keep your heads up. Look at how this curve here is. If you had a compass that you could draw a circle with along that arc, you'll see where that's coming from. Exactly where it's coming from. Yep. When they're not even using the microwaves from the blasters to show you accurately your weather, then they're being used as weather weaponry. And directed energy weapons are very governed on the usage of them. But I seems to be very ignorant of that, as this thing is crossing the line now. So that's a big cell. And this is where this is headed. Let me see if we can catch it. That is a heavy ass cell, folks. So this is tracking in this direction. These look like they're combining. Now you got a lot of stay safe warning coming from me, because this cell is going to come over the top of Lismore, and I think it's going to be a bit more active when it does. So watch your afternoon. There's more behind it, it looks like, because where the chem bombs flow, the rains tend to go. Yeah, you see the scalar square here? It's all pushing everything along one line. You have one push in that direction. If that pans like that, it'll squeeze that narc. You got a lot of water out there to calm down. You're going to stay vigilant, ain't ya? Yes, because here she comes. It's just my 1900 video cam. I bet I've done at least 1900 videos, probably this year alone. As the dancing chemical ice falls out over these beautiful things that I think are nice, it's time for us to say, no more, no more will we allow Earth to be treated like the system's heart. Big love, stay safe, be vigilant. Peace.